All right, good afternoon. Do a little back testing here. Hold on one second. I'm gonna open this door so Max won't be going crazy. For some reason, he likes to go crazy here with the door shut. All right. We're going to be doing some back testing here, and I'm going to do it live so some of you guys can join and watch it now, and then I'm going to delete the VOD and re-upload it as a video. So I'm going to do an intro here. All right, Methodical Man here. Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be doing a little back testing session here on FX Replay. We're going to be back testing the Harami setup, basically. And we're going to do it using a couple of parameters. Got to get everything set up, and then we'll talk it through now. It's fine. So basically the parameters that I'm trying to set up are going to be, we want to have it deliver from a bullish or bearish gap, and it needs to be in discount or premium. So what I mean by that is the range, whatever range that we're trading from that day's range, we're going to measure discount and premium, and we need it to deliver. It's got to be in premium for a short and in discount for a long. And it needs to deliver from a fair value gap. So that being said, I have no idea how many setups per day this is going to produce. I have no clue. So we're just going to start from the 5-minute chart. We're going to use the daily range. We'll fib it. It should be pretty easy to see per day. And then we'll look for the setups here. Somebody is like sending me saying my order was dropped off. I haven't not ordered anything. So yeah. Anyways. All right, so let's get started here. And we're going to just use 930 to 4. That's what we're using. So let's go. And if you're unfamiliar with how the Harami candles work, basically a Harami candle is you're going to wick. So this would be, we would consider this a mother candle. And then you would wick below the mother candle, and then the body of the inside candle would close back inside the body of the mother candle. Stop goes at the low, and then you target the high. I don't really see an example of one here, but we should get one, and I'll be able to show you guys there. So this is a Harami candle. This is exactly what we're looking for. So you see, this is now the mother candle. The body of the candle here, it wicked above the high, and the body closed back inside the body of this candle. So now you would target, this would be our entry. We would take a short entry here. We would target the body of the bottom of the mother candle, and our stop would go above the high of the Harami candle. And this is exactly how this would work. And you can see this meets the criteria because we swept lower, and then we pushed back up into premium. So if I pull a Fibonacci here, I don't have to, but I'll do it just for whatever stakes here. If we pull a fib here, oh, well, why did it not? That must not be it. Oh, that is it. There it is. You can see price pushed back up above the 50% mark. So we're in premium now, and we're delivering from a fair value gap. So this meets those criteria that we are looking for. So let's put our short order on here. Let's see, sell. Should be right? Yeah. So this is a 2-hour trade. What's going on, Chris? So I don't know if it marketed me in there or not. Did it? Did I select market? I don't know if I did. Let me take that order off. It should be a market order. I'm not quite sure if I put a market order on there. Where do we select order type? Okay, here it is. Market. There we go. Now we're going to be in. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the 1 minute chart. And we're going to, this way we watch it kind of play out. Okay. And that immediately wicked us out for a loss. And then went. Yeah. There you go. That would have been a frustrating one. Actually, yeah. That's where the stop has to be. So that first one's a loser. And again, I'm not backtested this. I have no clue if this is going to make sense. Is it not going to make sense? I have no idea. So we're just going to backtest it and see. Okay, that technically was a harami there, but not delivering from anything, so that wouldn't be one we would take. Okay, that one's still in discount, so that's an inside bar there. Very interesting there, inside bar. I do think that probably works, but we're not really testing the inside bar. Yeah, it would have failed anyway. So in order for us to consider a short here, we got to push back up anyway. Even a long, you still got to push back up and then kind of pull back. All right. I think we just go to the next day here. Yep. So that one failed that day, although it kind of ended up working, but would have stopped you out and then went. Would have stopped you out and then went. So here we are at open. See, that one's not really delivering from anywhere, and the RR on that one is terrible. Okay. So this is one we will take. You can see it's delivering from this small gap over here. So it is delivering from a gap. Actually kind of closed below it, didn't it? I don't know if there's anything further to the left or not. Okay, I think this one's, it's in discount, so I still think we take it. So basically we would be longing here. Stop at the low. Target the high of the mother candle. So you can see wick below the mother candle. Yada, yada, yada. Place order. Market. Save. Let's see. Go down to the 1 minute. Let's run it. Did that take us out? I think it did. For sure took us out there. There we go. So that one worked kind of like what we're trying to get it to do there. And that's why we're doing this. We'll find out R. We'll find out, you know, the things that we need to know if this makes any sense to do or not. Back down to the lows again. Another harami here. It is delivering from this gap way over here, as you can see. So this one meets the same criteria, I believe. So we'll take it as well. Stop is reasonable on this one too. Risk to reward not terrible. What is this? It's a 1R, so it's fine. Place order. Let's go down to the 1 minute. If you got questions about this here strategy, spitball them in the chat there. There we are. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, back to the 5 minutes movement. And again, you could target more R. I mean, obviously, this might end up being the bottom of the day. So, Pawn, they don't really email you. They'll send you a master. They will actually send you a, they'll send you a invoice in your email. So yeah, they actually do. Congrats on passing one though. So here's one here. It's not, this is an inside bar though, actually. It's not technically a harami. And you could see on that inside bar, the break, boom. Nice. Again, this is one here, not really delivering from anything, and RR is terrible. I would not take that one. So I'm going a little bit slow here because I'm not like an expert at picking these out. All right, we're going to move on to the next day here. Today was crazy. You missed passing by 2 ticks and then 1 on tilt. Oh, that sucks, Spawn. What up, Pine Tree? Mr. Harami himself is in the chat. We're back testing the Harami, Pine Tree. The Harami. Now, here's an interesting one. If we're just going off to the opening range, right? Then this is the second candle of the day. We did not sweep really any liquidity down here. We are in discount, technically, but I think this one works, but it's not really delivering from, well, it actually is delivering. All right. For the sake of thoroughness, 93, I mean, that is a big stop. Do we take this one? I mean, if there was an SMT here, if ES took this low, then I would 100% take it. But I don't love the R on this one. It's not very good, but we'll take it anyway. This is one of those ones where you're going to have negative R. You can see it's a 0.62. So we're risking 25 for 15. Which that's going to happen sometimes with these plays. Going to happen sometimes. And you can see that just instant lost. I don't love that one. I mean, I think that's one I probably avoid using my discretion at the open. Because I don't like, if there's no SMT here, then I don't really think it makes sense to take that. But in the, you know, just trying to be thorough. Here's another inside bar. This probably works. This looks better to me than that other because we swept the sell side here. So I'd not be shocked if this breaks to the upside huge. So it did break up there. Let's see. And push back down. Not huge. That's another kind of bearish harami, but I'm not taking, or actually, that's a bullet. That's not even one. Trying to move slow here so I can get a look at these. It's easy just to speed through them. All right. This is one where we'll have to look at the range here. Wait a second. Why is it? Was that trade that I took earlier? Where was the one I took earlier? I'm wondering if that was on the wrong time. It was right here. Yeah, that's at 6 o'clock at night. Man, I should not have been taking that trade. So stupid. That wasn't even the time frame that I'm supposed to be looking at. That was at 6 o'clock at night. So stupid. All right, here's a bullish harami, not really delivering from anything. We did sweep this low, even though there's no fair value gap here. But I do like the look of this one because we have a data wick up here. So we'll try it. I mean, a very small. Like, I think on this one, you really could target, like, and just instead of having a 1-to-1 here, which is basically what this is, you could target higher. All right, let me see here. You really could target that data wick up there and have a really good R here on this one. But, yep, stopped us out. Womp, womp, womp. Another inside bar here. Oh, I'm on the 1 minute. Let's get back to the 5. Max, chill out, bro. She's a dumper. Oh, dang it. That was one right there. It's not delivering from anything. I do kind of want it to. I want to test these delivering from gaps, but that one would have worked. That would have been one we could have taken. Pretty good R on this one. What up, CT? So we're back testing the Harami candle. Yeah, I like that one because it had good R, but we took the L. We took the L. Not in discount or premium there. That one already played out. All right, here's another one. I mean, we're in premium. Not really delivering from anything. Yeah, it's the 5-minute Harami CT. So basically, I'm trying to take the Harami where it kind of comes from a fair value gap on the 5-minute. So like this is one here. You can see we push back up to premium of the range. I'm going to bypass this one because it's not in a gap. So here's another one. I'm going to bypass this one as well. It is in a gap, but we're in premium. So we're still too high up. It may still work, but yeah, see, it lost. So I'm trying to really take these in premium discount to see if that makes a difference or not. All right, off to the next day here. All right, let's see. All right, let's get this one rolling. This dog. As soon as you shut the door, he whines. This one not really delivering from anything either. I do think it probably works, but all right, here we go. This one we left equal highs here at 842. It's not delivering from a gap either. So this is probably, it is in premium, but it's not delivering from a gap. So I would probably skip this one. It probably works, you know, even though I skip it. Nope, didn't work, it failed. That one's not delivering from anything. Again, the idea is we want it to deliver from a gap. Kind of like today's did. All right, this one is kind of interesting, although I do think we left the London low down there. It's delivering from this just tiny gap right here on the 5 minute. You see that little tiny gap? Just a very, very small gap. Not very much of a body on this one either, so I probably bypass this one. Yeah, you can see it failed. Again, same situation here. Big wicks on both sides. Haven't swept the sell side, not delivering from anything. We are in discount, but I'm not going to take it. It did work. But that's not one I would take just because if we're trying to have it deliver from a gap, then that's what we want to work with. I'm a big fan of the gap. Yes, I am. Big fan of the gaps. All right. Again, like, does this make any sense to take a short here off this one? It's not delivering from anything, so I don't really think so. You see it would have lost. Like, sometimes you just got to kind of use the common sense with it. That's still in premium. All right, on to the next day. So far, we're not making money on this trade, on this setup, but that's okay. Like, this might be one, if I'm really picky about it, you only get a few trades a week on. So, like, this one's in premium, but it's not delivering from anything, and we got a data wick above. This doesn't make sense for it to, you know, maybe, I mean, I guess obviously it's working, but, like, it doesn't make that much sense. Again, we're in between two data wicks here. I'm going to wait for it to take one side out, I think. And then you could target the other. Okay. So here is the scenario. Now, are we delivering from a gap? Yes, we are, right here. So we tapped into this gap over here. This one probably makes a little more sense to go up. Not great R here, to be honest. You could probably make a case. I mean, like, this is one of those scenarios where, you know, I think you could really target up there. But that's not how this play strategy works. I think you could just target up there. So let's go to the 1 minute and see how she does. She lose. Let's get back to the 5 here. And again, we're backtesting this so that we can kind of get an idea of, like, what's the best harami to take, right? Well, we're backtesting the 5 minute harami, Francis. I really want to have it deliver from a gap. Hold on, guys. Let me open the store again. Kind of trying to get into our groove from it. I probably should be having it, looking at what we've done so far, I'm thinking having it deliver from an actual recent gap makes the most sense. So I think that's what I'm going to do from now on. So it's going to need to retrace, like, you know, from a recent gap. I think that's what we're going to start doing here for it to kind of make sense there. Now, see, I don't know. I mean, this is another one where it looks okay, but like, it's not delivering from a recent gap. It's delivering from this one way over here. It's kind of late in the day, too, for this. I'm going to take it because the R is pretty good here. The R is pretty good. Then you might get into the question of like when do you move your stop and things like that. So that one worked. Let's move on to the next day. Wow. Big push up. Huge news candle. So in this scenario, we really need, we need to push down. You notice these big sell-offs have almost all had at least 57%. Yeah, that's what happens. Pawn, for sure. So what we really need here is some sort of kind of like a push down and then a push back up. And you can deliver from a gap that way. Otherwise, I mean, this is a very choppy day. We're at close already. Big move down there. Swept a little. Well, we didn't sweep the London low. It's on further. Did sweep some liquidity. Got an inside bar on the 5-minute. And it does not pay. Another inside bar. I mean, I guess technically that's a harami, but like I do not like that one. All right, we might get one here. If we get a short, if we get a harami set up, Let's hoping for a harami candle out of this. Maybe one more push up though here. Let's see. Okay, this is an inside bar inside a fair value gap. If it breaks to the upside, I bet it works. It did not. Really need another another run up into this area here to find a short. Or, I mean, it's not really sweeping. Well, I guess we swept the London there. Inside bar. How many setups on both sides were just getting wrecked? Yeah. Need to push back up into this range up in here. All right, not getting it. Next day. All right, that's technically a bearish Harami there, but it's not delivering from anything. I guess it is. Nah, it's not really in premium either. Would have actually paid. There's a bullish Harami, but it's not delivering from anything. So would have paid. And again, I think trying to do it this way, I don't think you're going to get as many setups. But whether it's a higher probability play or not, I guess is kind of the question. I'm not sure. Coming up on 2 o'clock. All right, really no setups that day. We're looking for, again, we want it to really deliver from a gap, right? I think that's kind of the key. What up, Pawn? If we can get it to deliver from a gap, or maybe it sweeps liquidity or something, and it makes sense. Like here's an inside bar. Inside bar paid. All right, here's a Harami. Let's think of this in terms of, let's look. Okay, this one is in discount of the opening range. One thing I don't like is the wick down here from some sort of data candle, right? 830 data wick sitting down there. But, and then there's not great RR on display either. But it does meet the criteria. So for being, you know, just for back testing purposes, it meets the criteria, we take it. Right? That's what you got to do. Even if you don't love it, still may work. And there you go. As long as it meets the criteria, that's all that matters. Moving right through the days here. It's like up here, you're really only looking for shorts, but there's not really any gaps up here. So, tweezer bottom on the one, yeah. Probably. Oh, dumpage. So I'm trying to see where the London low is. Really, I mean, I'd really be looking for 578 here. Did it run the 578? Nope. That's an inside bar. It did run the 578. This probably pays to the upside. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, actually, it didn't break out yet. Hold on. I put an inside bar on an inside bar there. So realistically, you have to push back up in here to be looking for a short. Something like up in here. If you get a short setup out of this, And again, that's invalid, right? That's a harami. It already hit the inside. It already hit the target. So we can't take it. And that one is just too small. So in order for us to look for a long here, we're going to have a pullback down into this range. Maxie, come on, man. There's no longs up here. We can't. We have to have a deeper pullback, and there's close. So let's move to the next day. The idea is to make them make sense, you know, premium discount, that sort of thing. Make them make sense here. Delivery from a fair value gap. There's an inside bar. Max is just in there just barking like crazy. Dotson sometimes just love to bark. That inside bar is pain. All right, let's look to the left here. I don't really have a whole lot. This is not delivering. It's actually not. It's an inside bar anyway. It's actually not even delivering from anything, but so far no setups. And again, we wouldn't. That is a harami, but we wouldn't take that because it's not delivering from anything. When you put the delivery on there, I think it's going to limit the setups, but it might make them a little stronger. The only way to know is to backtest, and so that's why we're doing this. That's why we're doing this. So we need to pull down into this area in order to maybe get a long setup. Again, that's a harami there, but that's not, we're not low enough to be able to take a long. We have to either push back up into one of these bearish gaps up here. So either back up into this area, or we need to kind of push down into this area for the long. I don't see it really happening. Here's close. That's MOC right there. All right, next day. So yeah, if we're really following the rules here, I think it might be much better, even though our win percentage right now is not showing that great. What do we have here? News candle. Solely Man, welcome to the Methodical Crew. Thank you for your subscription. You the man. We got some data wicks here. Very volatile day here. Very choppy. Very, very choppy. Inside bar, break, it worked. Another inside bar on, inside bar. It worked. I mean, look at these candles on this day. Insanity. All right. That's another inside bar. Failed. Okay, if we get a bullish harami down here, like this next candle, Yeah, see, we got one, but it already hit the target. It's bigger than the mother candle, so we can't take it. Can't take one way up there. See, this is one here, but I don't think it's in discount of the range. No. That's in premium, so we can't take that. It works. It did deliver from a gap, but it's not in discount. All right, this one's kind of interesting. It's not delivering from it. There is a tiny gap there, but I'm not going to count that. That's like a couple of points. Yeah, I mean, this probably works, but it's not, doesn't meet the rules really. And it actually didn't work. There's MOC taking us higher. Oh, place order. On to the next day. What are you guys up to this Friday evening? You see what Methodical's up to. All right, this is a bullish harami, but we're not delivering from anything. We didn't sweep any liquidity. All this kind of trend line liquidity is still below us. So I'm not taking that. It might work, but that's not what I'm taking. It did work, but didn't really sweep any liquidity there. It didn't make sense. No delivery from anything as well. So if it doesn't meet what we're looking for, we're not taking it. I'm just trying to follow the rules here. Not a whole lot of gaps on the 5-minute, to be honest. Inside bar. Another inside bar. Okay, this is a harami, but again, I guess we did sweep the London low, but we're just not really delivering from anything here. So it doesn't meet the requirements. I'm not going to take it. Might work, but not taking it. Nope, didn't work. Inside bar, just continue to move lower. Man, this still looks like it wants to move lower to me. Got a bullish harami here. Again, not really delivering from anything. It might work, but that's not one I'm taking. Looks like it did work. Neo in the house. What's going on? So I can see already, I kind of thought this might be the case. You're not going to get that many setups where it's delivering from a gap in premium and discount where you're looking for the short or the long. That being said, you may not get that many opportunities on this type of setup per week, but why are these candles so small on this day? Candles are tiny, but open is no tiny. All right, so here's one. This is a bearish harami. What do we got going on here? Kind of stair step down there. We did run the overnight highs. It is technically delivering from a gap way over here. I don't like that it's got a huge wick on it. That's why I'm bypassed that. It's just too big of a wick on there on both sides. And again, like this is one of those scenarios like, does this make any sense to take? We have this obvious wick up here in this gap. Does it make any sense for us not to run this? Like, in my opinion, no. So I'm not taking that one. Plus, it does have a wick on the bottom. See what I mean? It makes no sense for us not to run this. So like sometimes you gotta use a little common sense there. All right, now if we get a long setup down here, it could be interesting. All right, here's a long setup here. Are we in discount of the range here? I think we are. Again, it's one of those scenarios where it has a huge wick on the top side. I mean, it looks like we're in discount of the range. Let's pull the fib just to make sure. Why is it pulling it like that's weird? Anyways, we are in discount of the range. So this is one we can take. Pretty small risk here. How big is our stop? 20-something points. All right, see now that one, this is like the perfect scenario that we're talking about. Really, really what we're looking for. Delivery from a gap in discount of the range, right? We're not using a fixed stop and take profit on this. It's just whatever it calls for. And then we will look for that particular, we'll kind of dial that in after the back test session. Makes sense. So no shorts down here. We're only looking for longs. Kind of chopping around 2 o'clock here. Like I said, now it's inverse this. So if we get a long out of this, I'm not really going to love it. So like that's a long setup, but that's not delivering from anything. Again, same idea. Now we would need to be pushing up for shorts, and that's not big enough. It's not at the top of the range enough to take it. It did work, but we don't like that. And we're closed. Next day. Next day here. You're trying not to trade different once I get funded. Pass 3, blue 1, 2 almost at payout after taking a break. Let's go. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, once you're funded, you need to trade the same way. You know what I mean? All right, so this is a bullish Harami here. We ran the London lows. You can see everything here. So like this is one, it doesn't meet our criteria to take, but do I think this works? Probably. There you see. So it doesn't meet our criteria, and I took a couple of early on in this session that didn't meet the criteria that lost. And so I'm trying to just stick to only the ones. This one makes sense to work, right? Probably have an S&T or something of that nature down there with that as well. Again, we ran a little liquidity here. Left relative equal highs. This probably works. This not one that meets it doesn't meet the requirements here. It's not delivering from anything. It probably works though. That did not. Perfect. Put in a 5-minute OB there and just went to the moon. Now we're running the highs, but that's not a Harami. That's an inside bar. The thing is, once you're moving up like this, it's very difficult to find a Harami that you can take for a short. You really need a pullback. I mean, these Haramis are going to work best, in my opinion, on days where we're ranging. If we're trending, you're not going to get the setup, right? As long as we just continue higher here, there's no setup that we can take. Unless we leave a bearish gap, push down, push back up into it, and then we could short out of that gap. So in other words, have a V-shape down, back up, and then back down type deal. Doesn't look like that's going to happen today, though. All right, on to the next day. What up, Frank? How do you know you're not delivering from a gap by looking to the left in the 5-minute? I want to use a gap that has just been made, Frank. So I'm looking for a gap that's made right now. See this one. So the idea now would be like, okay, here's a harami. Does it make sense for this to work? Yes, I mean, it makes sense. We ran the London low. We ran the overnight low. Does this make sense to work? Yes, this one does. Does it meet our rules for us to take a long? No, because it's not delivering from any gap here. In order for us to look for a long here, we would have to, again, push up, leave a gap on the way up, and then pull back into the discount of that gap, and then look for a long. I think this probably works, but it's the same setup as we had on the last day, right? Yeah, it didn't work. And see, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to be very specific to the rules. So now if we're looking at this, where's that at? It's in the paintbrush section. Yeah. So now we would be wanting to see price kind of move back up into this area, into premium, and then if we got a harami up here, then we would take it. So we only would be looking for shorts out of this, not longs, unless we had a sweep lower that left a gap. You know, or a sweep higher, I'm sorry, that left a gap. So right now we really need price. So like, here's a bearish harami. It's not in premium. We're still in discount of the range, so I'm just going to ignore it. We don't really care if it works or not because it's not in premium. We only want to short from premium and long from discount. That's the idea of this here anyway. And this might be the completely wrong way to do this. I really don't know. That's what backtesting kind of tells you, right? So right now we're still really low in the range, so I can't, it's like even this, we're not at 50% of the range. If I fib from the open to here, I'm just eyeballing it. This does not look like it's 50% of the range on the push back up. I could be wrong, but let me just try it. Where's Fibonacci? Fibonacci. This one's not the right one that I want to use. Oh, there it is. So if I fib from here to here, this is the one I want to use. Oh, it actually is. Okay. So this actually did hit premium of the range. He hit midpoint at least. But is it really delivering? Yeah, I guess there is a gap there. So yeah, I guess we could take this one. I guess we could take this one. I mean, it does meet the criteria, so let's take it. If it meets the criteria, we take it. Place order, save, boom. Let's go down to the 1 minute. All right, proceed. Perfect. See, we waited for one that met the criteria. We didn't bypass it. I double eyeballing it. It did not look like it was in premium the range, but it was. Okay. Same type of deal here. This one's delivering from this gap up here. The only thing I hate, you see the wick on the bottom of the, on both sides. I hate it when they're like that, but it meets the criteria, so we will take it. Place order, save. Let's go to the 1 minute. See what she do. There she go. There she go. On to the next day. So since we kind of started following the exact rules, it seems like it's working better. P&L kind of shows that too. Again, here's a bearish one, but I'm not taking it. Even if it works, I don't really care. It's not delivering from a it's not delivering from a gap. So looks like PFE getting ready for a breakout. Oh, nice, Michael. So now you can see how, like, this is the problem with this. So, like, you need a push back up into the premium of the range to leave a gap for us to come back into the long out of. That's kind of, you know, the thing that I'm seeing doing it this way. So you can see, like, we got one here. Looks like it's going to work, but, like, it's just not delivering from anything. And actually failed. And again, got another one. The only way we can take a long here is if we push back up into this gap and leave, push back up into that gap fast and leave, like this, leave a gap. See what I mean? And then you come back down into this gap. So come back down into this gap here and look for a long out of it. Like this is what we would need. So test this gap, hold it, and then get a bullish harami out of that. See what I mean? Just like that. Exactly like that. So we're in discount of the range. Now this is not going to be a very big trade, but that's exactly what we need. Not going to be a very big trade. 21 points. I mean, I guess that's not bad. So there's a 1R here. Let's go to the 1 minute. Let's see what she do. Looking pretty good, guys. I don't know. I'm liking this right here. Now, you're not going to get that many setups, obviously, but it makes sense, right? Left relative equal highs up here. Just ran those. Closed above this gap. We got one teeny one above. All right, on to the next day. On to the next day. He's behind me whining. I'm sure you hear him over there. Design. At the door, I keep opening the door. I guess, I don't know. I guess they're in there in the kitchen doing something because they keep putting them back in here. So who knows? But do you get the idea what I'm actually looking for there on these types of setups? You only want to short in premium and long in discount. And if you're looking for it to deliver from a fair value gap, then you got to have, like right here, can't take this one. It's not delivering from anything. Might work, doesn't work. Like if I'm looking for a short, then I got to have a good momentum speed candle down, leave a gap in premium, and then price goes back up and give us a harami from that gap in premium. So like there's really nothing we can look for up here. We have to have a pullback. Again, this is a bullish harami, but not delivering from anything. Just random. Still works, but I'm trying to dial it in so that the win rate's a little better than, you know, trying to make some rules here. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. So the problem with this is there's no gap here to deliver from. So this wouldn't quite work, but this is kind of what I'm talking about. If you got to push back up here into this and then you got a harami to the short side, then we can take that. a bearish harami. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Again, like, does this harami make sense to work? Well, we swept the London low, so maybe. I'm not taking it because it's not delivering from anything. Failure. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not playing a video game. I'm doing a little back testing. A little back test. Never hurt anybody. Oh, got a little thunderstorm going on outside, sounds like. Just heard some thunder boomers. There's a bullish harami. Not taking it. Did work, but not taking it down here. And on to the next day. Not sure of the win percentage yet, but, you know, we're making a few bucks so far, at least. The R on the plays have not been as bad as I thought they might be as well. What's going on here? Oh, it didn't start me at the next day open. Inside bar, break to the upside. Nice. Inside bars are actually looking decent here. To the moon. So again, there's a bearish harami. I'm not taking it because it's not not delivering from anything. Funny you should say that, Lost Bennies, because I got a notification from somewhere saying that I ordered pizza and that it was delivered. They sent me a picture and everything of it being dropped off. I didn't order pizza. There's no one even delivers here. It's from a pizza place that's not in my area. So do you guys understand what we're looking for here? Let me just kind of explain it just a little bit here. So what we're really looking for is, again, just to make it clear, because I'm just not really... So what I'm looking for here for a short is I need a push down and leave me a gap on the push down. Push back up into premium. Give me a harami for a short. So that's the idea. Oh, I hate it when it does that crap. Thought I was crazy for looking at charts tonight. I got up to watch the O's baseball game with your son. Yeah. I mean, I'm just doing a little back testing. It's what we, you know. It's one of those things where, like, that's what you do, you know. Now, if I'm just eyeballing this, this does not look like it's back to 50%. But let's make sure. Nope. Oh, it's pretty close. That is pretty close, though. What do you guys think? Is that 50%? That's pretty close. I think we take this one. I mean, really short stop on this too, right? Really good risk to reward on this trade. We are delivering from this gap here. You got a couple gaps over here. So really good risk to reward on this one. Kind of feel like even if this one loses, like, you can't go wrong. I mean, there's your stop. There's your take profit. I mean, this is a 2.22R. So even if this one loses, you can't really go wrong here. And there it is, folks. You're only using the opening range, Frank. So I'm only measuring from the 930 candle. This keeps it very simple for the fib. I'm only using the 930 5-minute candle. So I'm taking the fib and I'm going from that 930 candle right at the low of it and then going to the high. and that's what I'm getting my retracement from. So you can see it tapped that 50% level, the 0.5. That's all we're looking for. Tap that 0.5 to a T. To a T there. So, and it looks like, you know, like I said, this setup's not it's not gonna form every single day. And you're gonna have to have some form of patience, you know, for this to work. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's a Harami. Watching from a Wendy's table. What up, Coach Fred? Wendy's is pretty good. Sounds pretty good right now, too. Got a Harami here. Not delivering from anything. We earned premium, but I can't really take that one. I think it might work, but nah, it didn't. And then there's the end of the day. Let's go to the next day here. Let's see here. Now I'm not gonna dig into this like super deep. We're gonna do one more day here, and I think that we're probably gonna call it. And we'll look at the statistics. And again, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I wasn't really following the rules when I first started the back test. I want to say I probably took a couple of winners that I shouldn't have taken, but I also probably took a couple of losers, right? Inside bar. Obviously, we had some news on this day. And their idea here, we really can just go forward until we leave a gap, right? There's no gap here. This is a bullish Harami. It probably is at 50%, but it's not delivering from a gap. And maybe it's a thing where you could just back test taking these only in discount and premium, right? Maybe that's the thing, but it's not what we're doing tonight, so we'll look at that later. Let's go into the moon. Still got that data wick down there. Again, I'm going to speed through this because if it does not pull back with decent momentum here, then we can't really take a short. It's got to pull back and leave us something here. Again, there's the bearish Harami right at the close of the day, but it's not, yeah, it's not doing anything. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the statistics here. I've been live for an hour and 7 minutes. I think that's good enough. Let's take a look at the analytics. And let's see what we got. So we made $879. We took 14 trades. We were 9 out of 14, which is 64%. It's not bad. It's not bad. Our average R was 1.5, max R 2.5, max ideal R 33, 8.75. Let's see, 5 losers. Yeah, I mean, they lose fast. Max consecutive losses. So we had 4 losses in a row, and we only took 5 losses. So that tells you, like, once I started dialing it in, we were doing much, much better once I started really following the rules. So we let's look at the day's profits here. So Monday, no losses. Tuesday, 50%. Wednesday, 100%. Thursday, 50%. And we had no wins on Friday. Strange. No wins on Friday. Let's take a look at our P&L here. And again, this is just going 1R. I mean, or just going with whatever R it is, you know. So not bad. You know, not making a ton of money on it, but not too bad. I do think that trades per week, 2.8 trades per week. So that's not a ton of trades. It's like you're getting 3 out of 5 days you might get a trade set up. So, but yeah, guys, let me know down below if this is something that you find interesting. I am going to backtest this further. I am a firm believer in 6 months of testing, and we're only at about 2 months here. We're at February the 4th, and we started on January the 7th. So we're actually only a little over a month into it. So curve started going up nicely once we kind of got into the groove there. I'm going to continue the back test, and I will let you guys know the results, but we'll post this video for now. If you guys want to help support the channel, hit that like button, subscribe, And leave a comment down below. If you want to help support the channel financially, then you can always use our code. Appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you next time.